Internet, what is really good? You know what it is. It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. And of course, I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And today, we are going to talk about the hottest day of the summer. Well, according to the WWE anyway. And we're going to quickly talk about SummerSlam because, be for real, is that I was supposed to do this like earlier today. And then I didn't because life happens. However, I was going to sit down and watch Raw, and then it dawned on me that, I was supposed to talk about SummerSlam to the internet, so I'm like, I just put on the record real quick, and I pulled up the results, because there's a reason for that, and we about to get into it into a second, and we just going to quickly go through the card real quick, and we're going to talk about it. Why would I need the results for something I watched? Well, because in those same results are the results for the thing no one watches. It's called the kickoff show. No one I'm like, I know people watch it. Triple the G.O.D. isn't one of those people. I don't need a recap of knowing what's going to happen in matches that aren't good enough to be on the card that I actually pay $9.99 a month for. So I don't watch it. Very rarely do I. I probably should have given one of the matches. But let's talk about the other two matches that came before that one. The Usos, American Alpha, and the Hype Bros beat Breezango, the Vaudevillains, and the Ascension. And while there's 6 tag teams from SmackDown fighting over no belt, Daniel Bryan need to get them a belt and quit playing. Because this is sad. I don't know what to really say about that. Is that what they gonna do when they get the belt? They gonna put them on American Alpha anyway, because they the most exciting tag team on SmackDown right now. So it wouldn't surprise me that when the tag belts come, and they probably will at their first pay-per-view, I think it's Backlash, and they also got a pay-per-view. They also doing a No Mercy pay-per-view. Does that mean No Mercy coming back? Well, we'll talk more about No Mercy later, but they'll put the belts on American Alpha because that's the thing that makes sense. For some reason or the other, Sami Zayn and Neville beat the Dudley Boys, and I'm sitting up here still. I thought there was going to be a plan where the Dudley Boys were going to win the tag team championships for the 10th time and be put into the Hall of Fame last year and then walk off into the sunset. But they are on the kickoff show fighting Sami Zayn and Neville. I have no words other than those words where I said no words. Anywho, the match that I probably should have watched, but because of the situation, I didn't make it to my destination to watch SummerSlam until, after all the matches were over, but before it started, because the people coming to get me where I watched it at, we had to go pick up, pounds of chicken wings, and them chicken wings was the bomb. But anyway, Sheamus beat Cesaro, and is now up 1-0 in their best of 7 series. And I have to sit up here and I have to question this for this reason. They had a match a couple of weeks ago on Raw. Like, the winner of this match at some point is going to get a shot at the Universal Championship, blah, 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 blah. And then now they was interfering in each other's matches. And now go over there in a corner and go have a series that has no bearing on the title picture on the show you're on in this universe, within the WWE universe. I guess I don't know and I don't get it. It makes zero sense. There are things that best of 7 should be held for. Yes, you have the classic example of Booker T versus Chris Benoit. You have that. There should have been a series between the Boss Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch to see who was going to fight Charlotte at WrestleMania, but then they had those 2 bullshit finishes, and Charlotte won at WrestleMania anyway. Why are Sheamus and Cesaro wrestling each other over and over again? Do you really have nothing for either of them to do? Just a question. Just a question. I don't know if it's rhetorical, but if somebody want to answer me, let me know. Okay. Let's actually talk about the show that people pay to watch. In a surprise to me was Jericho beat Enzo and Cass. I really would have thought, for all the New York hype and all that stuff, but and the push that Enzo and Cass are getting, I thought they would have won. But I will say, Kevin Owens is one of the most amazing people in wrestling today. I'm like, when KO did the Enzo dance on the third, oh my God, that was sick. I was dying. KO. I'm like, even though I ultimately need to see my boy KO with the title around his waist or over his shoulder or whatever. Him and Chris Jericho, or while they are together, are going to do some fun and interesting things. They are, and it's going to be fun to watch. But I still need to see my boy KO with the belt. But that body drop into that code breaker, that was kind of sick though. But again, KO dancing on the ring apron, that was dumb as hell. Thank you, Kevin Owens, for continuing to be an amazing wrestling talent. We appreciate it. Charlotte beat Sasha, and I'm sad because I'm a boss stan. I ain't gonna lie. I love me some Sasha, boy. I love to watch good wrestlers wrestle, and Charlotte and Sasha are two good wrestlers. Sasha, I need you to stop taking all these unnecessary bumps, doing suicide dives out the thing, because one of these times, sweetie, you gonna break your fucking neck, girl. Don't play. Don't do that old crazy shit that I don't know, because I think that might have been a mistake. That might have been a botch when Charlotte had her and then came off the rope, because I think she was trying to do I think she was either trying to do a backbreaker or possibly a fall away slam off that second rope, and then she tripped, and then Sasha took that bump and folded up into an accordion, dog. My heart dropped. I'm like, oh shit, is the girl alright? Sasha needs to stop taking all those unnecessary bumps, but regardless of that, those two tore the house down. That was an amazing wrestling match, and I can appreciate amazing wrestling matches. But regardless of that, Charlotte is your new women's champion. I have no idea what this means for the women's division on Raw. I have no idea what that means, because you gotta assume that if Sasha's actually okay after being folded into a damn accordion, that she's gonna get a rematch. So what that means again for the women's division on Raw, yet to be seen. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops between now and the next time the title's defended. And another surprise, well, to me personally, was the Miz beat Apollo Crews, because I really thought they was ready to pull the trigger on Apollo Crews and put a strap on him, because he's an amazing dude to watch. But I do wonder, like, how will he be as the champion? How will he carry the championship? Especially how you need to carry the championship in the state of the WWE in its current form. Because I will say this. Even regardless for Miz at WrestleMania 27 coming out to hate me now, regardless of that, because that shit was sick, I will say Miz has been an amazing heel Intercontinental Champion. Him and Maurice, I'm like, even as husband and wife, on TV, they work as like being like acting all snotty and snubby and all of those shit. And especially that kiss they did on Talking Smack, that was ignorant as fuck. But I have to say, it's like when I sit up here and I look at the things you're doing and say the shit you doing is ignorant as fuck, that means what you're doing is working, so keep doing it. So, well, I don't know what they're going to do with Apollo Crews, because I think at some point he'll ultimately get the IC title. And the next couple of years, it wouldn't surprise me if he is a world heavyweight champion. It wouldn't surprise me in any way if that's the way that they're going to book this going forward. So, just because Apollo Crews lost, they booked it for him to lose this one, that he going to have plenty of chances in the future, and he will be a future champion. That you don't have to worry about. And I guess what I would call the surprise of the night, AJ Styles got up on a Sunday, said he was going to beat up John Cena, and guess what the Phenomenal One did? He beat up John Cena. That's what he did. He got up on a Sunday, said, I'm going to beat up John Cena, and he beat up John Cena. And this is given even the history with how wrestling usually works from how I view it, because of what happened in the past. AJ Styles beat John Cena at Money in the Bank with the help of Gallows and Addison. John Cena got the run back at Battleground when he teamed up with Enzo and Cass against the Club. So I assume that because it's WrestleMania, and even what happened at WrestleMania last year with Jericho beating him, for whatever fucking reason they booked it like that, was AJ Styles won. Regardless of that, it was an amazing match from both men. John Cena did more than 5 moves. I fucking counted. I counted them. It was like 7. I don't know, but I'm just being stupid. But John Cena did that cutter. That was sick. I'm like, it's things that John Cena do. I'm like, I'm glad he stopped doing that springboard stunner, because that was an ignorant move, and I don't even think he was doing it correctly. But that cutter, he should involve that more. But he should also go back to calling the attitude adjustment the FU, but, the 2016 WWE is not going to happen. I will say this, though. AJ Styles is in the title picture now on SmackDown. And this is especially given what John Cena did after the match, where he took off his armband and he tongue kissed it a little bit and sat in the ring, and then he had that tear come down his face, like when you litter and that old Indian dude gets mad when you litter and that tear roll down his face. Don't litter. That's what John Cena had did, so I have no idea what that means. AJ Styles is in line for a World Heavyweight Championship match. He is. It wouldn't surprise me if by the time we get to WrestleMania, that it wouldn't surprise me at WrestleMania next year that AJ Styles win the title in Mania if he doesn't win it before the Rumble. If he don't win it before the Rumble, he'll win it at WrestleMania, because I really think that given the events of SmackDown, given the events of SummerSlam, given the events of what happened, I think they're about ready to pull the trigger on AJ. But we'll see. We shall see. And AJ, congratulations once again for getting up, saying you were going to beat up John Cena, and you beat up John Cena. Good for you, buddy. Gallows and Anderson beat the New Day via disqualification because Jon Stewart was involved in another match at SummerSlam, because even though he was less involved in the actual finish than he was last year at SummerSlam, where he helped Seth Rollins win a title for that whole Ric Flair thing, and we could talk about the mathematics and about how WWE has absorbed all of those places where he won championships to technically make him a 16-time world champion. But we could go through the math, but thinking about it makes my head hurt, so we won't. So there you have it. Big E ran out to save Jon Stewart from getting his balls in a vice, or in the case of Gallows and Anderson, them getting another specimen for ring postitis. Poor ring postitis. Is that he came out there and belly-to-belly suplexing people, and, that was that. The thing is, I am surprised that the New Day won that way, because I honestly thought that Gallows and Anderson were going to win the titles. They gonna get the belts, because, again, I'm gonna say this live. The New Day don't need the championships to be the New Day. It's amazing that they get to say we the 2-time champs and feel the power and all of that. But they don't need to hold the tag team titles to do that. Even given what we talked about earlier in the Dudley Boys and then winning 10 or wherever the hell else the rest of the Raw tag team division actually is fucking located, it wouldn't surprise me at the next pay-per-view. Wouldn't surprise me at the next pay-per-view if Gallows and Anderson get the titles off the New Day. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the way they book it, but we'll see. Of course, Dean was going to beat Dolph Ziggler. Yes, there were super kicks. Yes, there was a wacky line. There was probably a famouser in there somewhere. I'm not really sure. All I know was dirty deeds. Even given, and this is even given, Dolph Ziggler cut that old heated promo about how he was going to whoop Dean ass. They not about to put the title on Dolph. He had a couple of good runs. He had that run with Vicky. He had that run with AJ and Big E. But they not going to put the title on him now. They just wanted to put Dolph out there to book it as an opportunity so the fans wouldn't get pissed. And now the fans are satisfied. Dean is still champion. And like I say, it wouldn't surprise me if AJ's next in line if Dolph doesn't get a rematch in the near future. But regardless of me playing around and trying to brush it off, it was a good match. A great match from both men, but it wasn't no way that they was going to book Dolph Ziggler to take the title off Dean, not at this juncture of things. There was a 6-woman tag match, and Nikki Bella came back, and the only reason Nikki Bella is back at this point is because her show is about to come on E! With her sister, Juan Cena, and that dude whose neck was fucked up, so he decided I'm going to go grow vegan shit and fuck his wife and put a baby in her I don't know. We went from an amazing match from the Raw women where Charlotte and Sasha did they thing, tore the house down, to these SmackDown women, and what's a how's it woo's it now? I'm like, the only thing I actually remember from that match was Naomi coming out like she was at a laser tag arena. I'm like, I'm not really feeling the I'm Amazing remix, not really feeling that at all. I'm like when she was with Tamina and they was with Sasha and they was kicking it with the New Day. That was fun. This, I don't know what the hell any of these people were. Natalya was in it, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, and Carmella. And Carmella, I'm not even going to say nothing. It's like, I don't know why they separated Carmella from Enzo and Cass, but that's another conversation. We won't get into it here. We won't get into it now. Hurry up, get the SmackDown women the title so they have something to fight over, so you don't have a piss break in the middle of your pay-per-view where you have a match earlier in the card with two women tearing the house down and a six-woman tag that ain't worth shit. There, I said it. And another surprise of the night, Finn Balor beat Seth Rollins. I did not see that coming. If I was a betting man, and there were some of these matches I would have bet on, like John Cena beating AJ, or Gallows and Anderson actually winning the titles, I could have told you that Seth Rollins would have become the first Universal Champion. And I would have been, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Finn Balor is your champion. It is an amazing thing. Finn Balor is going to be an amazing champion. But regardless of that, the match they had was amazing. Seth pulled out the God's last gift, and it has been a long time since I have seen that boy Seth Rollins do the GLG. So I was like, what did he do that for? Like, I'm like, I wish they would let him go back to doing the curse stomp, but the whole, give a nigga a concussion thing, I don't know. But they had an amazing match. And like I said, Finn Balor has been an amazing champion where he's been in the past. So he is going to be an amazing champion to watch. But Seth Rollins going to ultimately take the belt from him. It ain't a matter of if, but when. So it'll be interesting to see that develop. Because Seth Rollins going to get another run at Finn Balor. But more likely what will happen because of how the lack of writing works is that somebody will argue with Seth and say, you need to go to the back of the line. And then, well, y'all will have a match and the winner get to fight Finn at the next pay-per-view. And Seth will win it, and Seth will beat Finn Balor because that's how wrestling writing works. See, I'm smart, I guess. Whatever. But regardless, let me say that all bullshit aside, they had an amazing match. That was an amazing match. One more thing. Not even going to say it in my uncle voice. WWE, I need you to holler at your fam, though. Holler at your boy. This is what I need. Y'all know that new Universal Championship, right? The one Finn Balor got on his waist? I need an all-blue joint. Everything red on that belt, I need blue. Everything red on the belt, I need blue. I'm like, the belt need to be blue. The swoosh in the WWE logo need to be blue. The red that's in like the front of the belt, I need that blue. All blue. All blue everything. I'm not even going to get to that other thing because she's a bad wrestler. She's probably a bad person, but I don't know her personally. I can't talk shit about her. But I need that all blue everything. So, internet, I'm going to go holler at WWE about that. And I'm going to get back at y'all. And I'm going to have that hot picture. So, when I get the hot all blue King of the Universe and All Dimensions belt, that's going to be my new picture on YouTube. So, I'm going to take that Yang picture down. I know the streets, y'all love Yang boobs. I love Yang boobs because Yang is big. But we'll get the title belt. It's going to be all good. So, I'm going to holler at y'all. Roman Reigns hit Rusev with a chair a whole bunch, but before that, Rusev hit Roman a whole bunch, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. They didn't have a wrestling match. No one's the champion, and it's like you have to sit up here and wonder what this means for our friend Roman the Drug Fiend, because is he so far in the doghouse they don't want to put the U.S. title on his ass? Is he that far in the doghouse they don't even want to put the U.S. title on him? Or, and this is me having some glimmer of hope of intelligence in the span of the other people of the human race, the people who sit in the writer's room and write this shit, is that Roman Reigns goes out there and do all that because you were trying to revitalize the character in a way that, I'm not trying to say try to get over with the fan, because they hate his ass. He has his vocal haters. It's even worse than John Cena in a way they can't seem to suss. But are they trying to do this for the character? Or are they really in? Or is he really so in the doghouse that they really punishing him for what he did? I'm not really sure. I will say, on the other side of the ball, that stuff with Rusev and Lana, man, has been interesting. And why they want to, like, why I want to go and get married in Russia, blah, 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 and all that old shit. That cake looked good. It was a shame that cake went to waste. I'd have liked some of that cake. That cake would have been good. But again, like I said, no bullshit, though. It's like, it should be interesting to see what it is, how they do with Roman Reigns, because again, I have to sit up here and ask, it's like, is Roman Fiend in the doghouse so much they didn't even want to put the U.S. title on his ass? So, it should be interesting to see where this Roman Reigns thing develops from here on in. In other news, somebody was like, for the end of SummerSlam, we gonna play an old wrestling game, and we gonna turn on Knockouts, and we gonna play Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton and see how that go. What had happened was there were a couple of German suplexes. Somebody got thrown through an announce table. Randy Orton may have hit an RKO on Brock Lesnar on top of an announce table that wasn't from a land that wasn't Spain. Because technically the Spanish announce table would be Mexico, so that wouldn't be Spain, because that's a different kind of Spanish they speak in Spain. But then Brock Lesnar beat Randy Orton shit to the white meat. And that's what happened. Brock Lesnar beat Randy Orton ass so bad, they called the match on a technical knockout. They played No Mercy, turned on Knockouts, and Brock Lesnar beat Randy Orton shit in. Beat his shit in! That was something. It was, because I will say this. I have to question a couple of things in the timeline of all of this. Because this is wrestling, professional wrestling, I have to assume that Randy Orton agreed to let Brock Lesnar whoop his ass like that. I have to assume, I have to give Brock the benefit of that doubt and assume that Randy Orton was like, as part of the complex of the match, you gonna beat my ass so bad that I'm gonna fucking leak out the side of my fucking dome. Randy Orton had to say okay to that. I'm just like, when they lifted Randy Orton's head up after Brock repeatedly started, because he had went over there 3 or 4 times and put them ludicrous bows to his ass. Throw them bows. Did that shit to him, and when he lifted his head up and showed that shit, it was like all that blood. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, my mouth was agape. I was in the like, yo, like, I honestly would have, because I knew they wasn't going to book Brock to lose, but I guess they didn't, it's like, but, I don't know what they going to do, because the only thing I can glean from this is that there's nothing to really glean. That's it. I have nothing to glean other than Brock Lesnar pushed in Randy Orton shit, because the only thing I saw today related to wrestling before I recorded this was the end result, because it was in my Facebook feed, of Randy Orton's dome, and that shit looks nasty. Brock did a number on that boy. Did a number on him. With the bing boom bop bop ding ding bop bop boom on that nigga shit. And I don't apologize, but I apologize. But that's I'm just calling it like I said. The thing that did happen after Brock Lesnar pushed Randy Orton shit in was Shane got F5'd. Shane tried to come in the ring to get Brock and get out trying to protect Randy Orton. He got F5'd. I don't know why Shane took a bump like that. But Shane, if you listening, Raiders, you don't put Brock and Shane in there. That Brock will kill Shane. Like, for real, not for play. Like, he will beat that boy's ass, for real. So don't do nothing ignorant. I'm like, ain't no diving off no Titantron, off no Hell in the Cellar. Nothing gonna stop Brock Lesnar from whooping that ass, homie. Don't even do it. You take that F5, you forget it happened. Don't try to get in the ring with him, Shane. Unless it's going to be you, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, and like 50 other superstars from SmackDown fighting with you. Maybe you might have a chance then, but I wouldn't even do it. But again, that was a gruesome and nasty scene. I'm like, you would have thought that for real. I'm going to say this live. In logic, you would have thought that if you wanted Brock Lesnar, to show Randy Orton bleeding and Randy Orton was just going to sit up there and sell being knocked out, he would have just bleeded a little bit. But from the look of what Brock Lesnar did, Brock Lesnar like put them both to him and bust his shit open. So that is SummerSlam, yo. It's gonna be an interesting Raw and SmackDown from here to see where the title pictures are gonna go and what stories they gonna tell next. Because usually SmackDown after SummerSlam, they don't usually do like new call ups and stuff. So it's probably gonna be a while before we get some random call up from somebody from NXT or something. So I don't think that's gonna happen. So it's probably just gonna be more trying to reset the storytelling, with new champions and stuff that happened from SummerSlam and trying to get that all back and trying to push it forward in the story flow. So it should be interesting to see. So again, this was fun. I'm like, I might have to make this a regular thing. Just sit up here, look at it, like watch pay-per-views and talk about, because I pay for this shit every month. So if I put it on YouTube, I might make like 10 cents of that money I give WWE $9.99 a month for. So that should be fun. But then I give 999 yen to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Congratulations to Kenny Omega winning the G1. Everybody should watch New Japan, because that shit that's amazing wrestling. Beginning, middle, and end. There you go. Well, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get out of here, man. I didn't expect this to run this long, but yo, SummerSlam, was a good pay-per-view, man. I enjoyed watching it. So, we do what we do. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So, again, I'd like to thank you for kicking with your boy for 28 minutes. I'm gone, for real now. I'm the one and the only, the Triple the G.O.D. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for another installment of Triple the Guy Speaks On. And with that, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.